Welcome back, independent music lovers. It is SBS Live this week. We are back once again with SBS but no BS, an all music episode for you. We've got a ton of acts, a ton of artists, a ton of genres, a ton of different elements coming into the mix this time for parts 3 and 4. And we will certainly cover the map as far as all kinds of music are concerned. In part 3 of SBS but no BS, we've got music videos officially shot, we've got music videos shot here on location, we've got music videos shot by other people. This is a fantastic collaboration and a fantastic just compilation of all kinds of different music shot in different styles and in all kinds of different ways. So very stoked to be able to show you once again an all music episode with no interviews going on, just quick little inserts about how awesome these bands are. So stick around, crank up the volume, let's watch some SBS Live this week. First up on the show this week, we've got a music video, an officially shot music video submitted to us by a band called Morning Fame. Now this group of fantastic songwriters comes to us from Toronto in Canada, way over on the eastern side from where sleepingbagstudios is. And they've put together a great track here called Castaway, which I think you're going to love. So let's check that out here on SBS Live this week. Once again, this is Morning Fame with Castaway. So you're hearing what I'm hearing. The drums alone in that track make it worth listening to, never mind the beautiful guitar or chorus that come into that song. Morning Fame have got something there, and I definitely recommend checking them out further. We'll post a link for you up at the end of the show. I want to go into a folk band that we had here in the studio before. We didn't have a chance to film them for a performance because they had a show that night. But they were here on the mainland for some time, and our friend over at Everyday Music TV, Rod Mathis, had a chance to go and shoot West My Friend at a performance at a local bookstore here in New Westminster, BC. So I want to show you this because it's incredible for all kinds of reasons. This is one of the few tracks I know of that West My Friend bows out vocally. There are no vocals. This is an instrumental track. But man, this thing has energy in all kinds of ways. Take a look at Alex Rempel on the mandolin and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But everybody gets their moment in the spotlight. Eden's playing the flute, Jeff does a great guitar solo, and of course you can't forget Adam keeping it steady with the bass in the back there. So let's check this out. I think this is a fantastic song, and this is a great bunch of people. So I'm very proud to show you West My Friend with Pin Oak Reel.
Here.
Okay, that's probably a good idea. That thing's long.
It is long.
I'm gonna stand over here.
I wrote this under a tree up at UVic when it was a really nice sunny day out.
We decided one day it'll be a CBC theme song.
It'll be a CBC theme song. It's called Pin Oak Reel, and the reel is pretty arbitrary. At the time, I actually had no idea what the specific folky definition of a reel was. Apparently, as long as it's fiddle tune and like a 4/4 time signature, it's a reel. So
things you don't learn after 4 years of music school.
I know, they don't teach any of that.
You learn that at the folk club.
You learn all about like Neapolitan chords, but a reel or a jig, no dice.
Now, some of you know at the end of May we held an event here at Sleeping Bag Studios with Everyday Music TV. It was a fantastic day full of excellent musicians, and much like this particular episode, covered the map in terms of just genres of music, styles, and performances. So, like all things musician, we were running a little bit late that day. Two people that weren't, though, were Laura Kelsey and Rory McCreary. Now, this duo of singer-songwriters that have come together is putting out some fantastic music. And you can already see what Laura and Rory were capable of if you're checking out the Everyday Music TV site on YouTube. We'll post a link for that. But that performance happened a little bit later. They showed up right on time and nobody was ready to go yet, except for them. So we had the privilege of being able to shoot a couple of extra songs. While we were setting up, I heard this beautiful, beautiful melody in the background, and I just had to get it on film. So I want to show you a absolutely stellar track. This is a song called All That We Own by Laura Kelsey and Rory McCreary, filmed here at SBS in the Outside on Everyday Music TV Day. So here it is for you on SBS.
Make your choice based on greed. Now your present disposition has left you crawling on your knees.
Oh, we lay as rubble, pile of bloody bones,
All out of silver, broken paper. There's no one to know. You're on your With you walks such a silence, separate from the skies that we stumbling on to the underground, where a tribe of families sleep.
we lay as rubble, pile of bloody bones.
All out of silver for the broken paper. There's no one to call. They're on their
We lay as rubble, pile of bloody bones.
all out of silver for the broken paper. There's no one to call. They're on their
Not only do I think that track is excellent, I think that duo has an immense amount of potential to put out some really, really fantastic songs in the future. Congratulations again on making the Everyday Music TV site for your song technologies. You guys did a fantastic job all day and entertained people as they were showing up throughout the day with some absolutely beautiful work. So congratulations, guys. Couldn't have asked more from you. Now, sometimes when we're out there and we're making albums or we're developing our material, you get to a point where you need a helping hand. A lot of that is what we kind of do here through our show, through our interviews, through our broadcasts. But there's other ways that people can go about those. And one of those certainly is Kickstarter. A lot of people are familiar with that site. And it's certainly a great way to generate an interest in your band. And it's also a great way to get that help that you need financially. Because there's all kinds of reasons that you might need it. So I want to show you a Kickstarter ad campaign that a band called Voisier has put out. I hope I'm getting that name right. It could be Voisier. I'm pretty sure it's Voisier. Anyway, I'll show you the video. It's got the printed name. That way there's no mistakes. Check this out though, because they could use your support, and I think that what they're doing has some potential. So take a look at it, and if you're in the realm of possibility of helping these guys out in any way, this is what it's all about. We're all coming together and we're all trying to make music. So they have a goal, they have a dream, and let's see if we can help them out with that. Here's a look at Voisier on SBS Live this week. So aside from being completely uncomfortable with the pronunciation of that band name, I think that track has some potential. So again, if you agree, if you know of anybody that can assist them in that project, direct them to that page, and we'll show you the full song in the next episode so that you get a better idea of what they're capable of and how you can help. So let's break up this music thing here for a second, and let's put some comedy back on the show. I've got a brand new comedian for you. Not brand new to the world, but brand new to us here at SBS. This is Tim E.D. And if you can show me a more animated performance from a person, I'd love to see it. This is somebody that is very enthusiastic about what they do, very passionate, and he puts that all on screen. I think this guy is a tremendous storyteller. He absolutely 100% believes in his material, and you can see that. So, again, comedy here on SBS on our show. I'm not here to judge it. We're here to present it and here to encourage and help people be inspired to create more of their art. And again, we believe that there's something to like in everything. So take a look at Timmy D and find out what it is that you like in this performance. It's his independent comedy once again on SBS Live this week.
Woo! Now I gotta tell you, I love food, but now that's exactly why when I hear that music that it makes me feel like I am at Bojangles. Bojangles is great because it deals with chicken, and I love chicken. That's one of my favorite foods. But a lot of people always talk about why they like food and how important food is to them. Well, food is so important to me because I grew up with my whole family dealing with food. My family was at food places all the time. You would have thought their middle name was Buffet. And it was great, because I know typically around Christmas time, most of the kids and families would always get sweaters. My family's got insulin shots. And I tell you what, I grew up with my dad taking me to his workplace, which he worked with food. He enjoyed working with snack bar areas. And I would always come in to help him out during the part-time times of my high school career. And he would have these big, like little, I love how it's big little, but he would have these mustard containers and ketchup containers. And then I would go to the freezer and I would get out this big, huge bucket of mustard. And I purposely would wait until he wasn't looking. And I would take the mustard, I would set it down like so. And I would take this big, huge container and I would just dump it down. And there'd be mustard everywhere. And it's like yellow, going crazy. I loved it. That was one of my experiences with food. And then he also volunteered with the Federation of the Blind. And I was very happy about that, so I one day helped them with one of their fundraisers. We had a barbecue fundraiser plate, and the barbecue was like an assembly line that I was standing, and my job was to do the dessert. So the barbecue would whisk right in front of me, and I would smell all the barbecue up through my nostrils, and I just wanted to eat some food. And so then when I would take the dessert, and I would place it down like so. And that's one of the great things about the Federation of the Blind. I was able to help and give back. So I waited until no one was looking, and then I would take a bite of the brownie, and it was great. And I didn't tell anyone, and I closed the lid back down and sent them on their way, and I was happy. And it made me feel good. And one of the other great things about food, some of the interesting experiences that I've had with food, is that, well, I guess I should tell you what my favorite foods are first. Anything that you can dip blue cheese dressing in, I like. I also like chicken, steak, pizza, delicious. I like grilling out, that's kind of fun, although I'm always almost about to blow up the whole house. But I also like anything like at the fair that you can fry. Even though this isn't a frying pan, but I like it. I just want to put a Twinkie in here, an Oreo in here, I want to put crepes in here, and a lawn chair in here. I love it. I just got to have some more. I love fried foods, and it's delicious. And speaking of foods, we actually have our food pyramid, which typically people call the food pyramid. And today we're going to start off at the top, we have fats. Speaking of which, here he is. Okay, and he's out of here. All right, we have milk, yogurt, and cheese group. Moo! And then we have our meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, because wet ones are bad. Wet ones are real bad. I usually get wet ones from the beans. And I tell you what, we also have our vegetable group. Come on in here. She managed to take her name tag off, so she's horrible at rehearsal. It's Sharon, our carrot. Off she goes. Our fruit group. I can do wonders with bananas. And then we have our bread, cereal, rice, pasta group. However, that's our traditional food pyramid. Because if we can get a wide shot of this and this lovely face, hey, how are you? I'd love it. Great. Should I tap dance? That's the food pyramid, but it's not the Timmy D's Food Octagon. We start off with our cake group. I gotta have some cake. Look at this cake. This cake is delicious. I love it. And then we have the cookie group. I love some cookies. They're great. And then we have the donut group. I love some donuts. And then we have, finally, the Teddy Ruxpin group. Delicious.
Yeah, okay, well, thanks, Timmy D. I can't possibly match that kind of enthusiasm and energy on my show. That's just 10 levels above the amount of energy I've ever put into any of my monologues or any of the short bits that we've done. So, yeah, I want to congratulate you again, dude. I think you put a tremendous amount of yourself into that performance, and again, I've said it to you before, whoever the crowd of people that you're with at the time, you could turn to at any point and ask them who the most animated storyteller is in that room, and they're all going to point fingers at you. So, Timmy D, thanks again, man. Appreciate it. We are now going to take you way back to the days of pre-SBS. I unearthed some video that was shot a long time ago, a video of Mike Doty, former singer of Soul Coughing, when he was at his show here at the Red Room. We captured the entire performance that night. It was from a tour he did called The Question Jar. And it was a fantastic idea that he had for a very intimate show that basically had a question jar right there on the stage, and you could submit any kind of question or any kind of thought that you wanted, and Mike would pull these open while he was doing his show, read some of them, toss some on the floor, answer some questions, and play some songs. This guy is an artist that I truly respect because he felt very passionate about his art, and when he was in that band Soul Coughing, which many of you would know from hits like Circles or Unmarked Helicopters, there's lots of great Soul Coughing tunes for sure, but he was unhappy, and he was unhappy in the sense that the band wasn't fully representing what he wanted to do on a personal level. And I think that his step away from that, his choice to protect his vision and his art, is a tough one, but one that was necessary and needed to make. So I want to show you some of his solo work from the Red Room here in Vancouver. I thought this was a fantastic performance. He had a lot of great new material that had just come out at that time and was really starting to put that distance in between him and his old musical career. So this is a song called Madeline and Nine. Check out Mike Doty on SBS Live this week.
Dearest Mike, have you learned It's Raining Men yet? From Paula Hayes?
That's me.
Oh, word. Bye. No, I have not.
All my life I've been slow and senseless, not struck that man just done that's all. But I can give you the constellations, lay down here and we'll count them all. Madeline, call me back when the war's over. Call me back when the boyfriend's gone. I'm aware of your oscillations. Don't believe I'm the only one. Slave to the inside like my world is burning and my sun. Hold the fire, I like this flame is feeling fine. Madeline, giving my eyes for your intention, risk my back to the whisper now. I'm so sure that I have found you. All I need is to see me now. Slain by the words I like my world is bursting inside me again. With the face so sad I long to leave you mine. Slave to the inside like my world is burning and I'm searching for the fire like this flame is feeling fine. Madeline,
Right? That's fun. I know that's fun. It is fun. We pop up every once in a while in different live venues, and it's just fun to do that. One of the places that we had been to recently was the Railway Club in Vancouver, where I can definitely say I saw a very well-run club. I saw a really great lineup of different music that night, and that's where we also met Rod from Everyday Music TV. So it was a really good experience overall. We were there to see Kyle Truelove, who was nominated for Song of the Year at the Vancouver Island Music Awards this year. Now, he, when we met him, was a solo artist, and when we got to see him this time, it was the very first performance of his new act entitled Kyle Truelove and the Heavy Hearts. So I want to show you a live clip from that. Why? Because first performances are always awesome. There's all kinds of different things that happen. You can't even count the amount of different things that are going to come up when you're really trying something out for the first time. So they pulled it off. They went through an entire set. They didn't quit. They had the audience playing on their glasses and tables right beside them at one point, and it was a really cool environment to be a part of. So I want to show you Kyle Truelove and the Heavy Hearts right now on SBS Live this week. Okay, we're going to bust it up pretty large here for the last couple of videos. We're going to bring in some brutal power metal for you from our friends in Eterna with a classic video that you've seen here on the show before. This is a retouched video that we've done for the song 14. Eterna is currently just starting the recording of their brand new material, and we're extremely excited to see what happens with them going forward. They'll have a new drummer in the lineup for the next album, and we're very excited to see what this band is capable of in the future. So the songwriting has begun. Eterna has started. 14 is on SBS Live this week. Lastly, I want to take us into Rapland. Yeah, I do. Why? Because this beard shouts rap, doesn't it? That's what it looks like. This is the face of rap right here. Okay, maybe not. Whatever. I want to show you rap anyway. This is Trips to Dawn. We're setting up a video interview with this guy right now, and I think you'll see why right away. There's a lot of talent here in this guy's flow. He's certainly a confident performer, and I can't wait to hear what he's got to say to us. So we'll show you that later on this year in a video interview on SBS Live this week. But for now, let's take a look at one of his official videos that he just released on the 3rd of June. This is the video for Don't Cry For Me from Trips to Dawn on SBS Live this week.
Nothing but cheeses on my mind. Feeling like it's East 99. It was constructed by design. Feeling that rush, that Bobby Brown. Cocaine flow with the bill, just sniff. Call me the closer. Phone game sick with 4 raincoats, but you still get wet. Hoes say no when they still get hit. Lot of men come and go. Pay my rhymes like an old Van Gogh. They could take my lines, but it's only one. Trips to dawn. Contraband with a propane flow. Lighting the cushion, I'm feeling the liver. You hearing my sound, and you feeling the difference. I'm soon to be seen in a different position. It's good to be free instead of feeling in prison. Hoping the angels cover my soul. Too many nights out in the cold. 14, my first show. I love this music thing. In the worst way, I hope I see my birthday. If I die tonight, don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. For me, for me. Just get high 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 for me. Walking alone, so in the zone. Fuck my crew, fuck my girl. She only here to fuck up my roll if I blow up. She walking with half. Fuck my family, they don't believe. But first to call when I fall in the cash, I sip away my problems and I'm drinking and I drift away. I know I shouldn't think about yesterday. No father figure I hit the streets. 21, 2 guns, bumping 2 pop. Think about what we used to do for fun, shooting on the rooftop. Back on the bus, downs and ups and downs. What goes around? The one the wife, but she fucked around. Way too many guys I know. Riding one deep and I got my dough and liquor. I don't need nobody. All I need is a shotty. I might blow my brains out if I don't roll up. I don't know if I can sleep if I don't pull up. Every night I'm seeing demons and you know what? If I die tonight, don't cry for me, for me, for me. Don't cry for me, for me, for me. Just get high 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 for me. Life is but a dream. Better yet, it's like shooting dice. Hitting numbers clean. Getting cocky like I'm stupid nice. Sometimes you might lose a roll. Hope the price ain't too high. Put aside for a rainy day, but most of the time I'm too high. Sometimes can't feel the drops. With a 6 cents, feel the cops. If I get an ounce, I could bounce back and kill a block. Baby needs some pampers. Gotta need some answers. All of these advances like the devil's feed me kiss. The devil's feed me kiss. The devil's feed me kiss.
Oh, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Some rap, right? From the face of rap, right here. Trips to Dawn on SBS Live this week. Again, thank you so much for submitting that video to us, and also to all the bands and artists that were represented on this episode. You absolutely make it incredible to do. We love these all music episodes because your music makes it worthwhile. So we'll continue the fun next time on part 4 of SBS but no BS on SBS Live this week. That was easy to say. We'll have new music from Nixie and the Filthy Little Thieves shot here in the studio, as well as some unseen footage from other bands yet to be named. We will also have that demo video from yours truly with Laura Kelsey. Very excited to show you that. And again, we'll also show you the full-length track from Voisir and show you a little bit more information about how to get in touch with them for their Kickstarter promo. So we will see you next time for that. We're going to take you out with that same promo video one more time and another preview from the upcoming video interview with Man-Made Lake. Before we do that, I want to shout out a few things that are happening on the main website, a few fantastic album reviews that have happened lately. If you haven't checked out the ones from Davin Boersma, that guy is kicking ass. This is a master of the mixtape, and he's put out a really genuine article full of all kinds of samples and sounds on his new album Table Manners. Very well produced, very crisp, very clear. It's definitely worth checking out for sure if you're a fan of that mixtape stuff. Go and get it. And we also did one just the other day with Lizzie Lemon's A Place I Know You'll Love. And now that's an album that I've been spinning continuously for the last couple weeks. She's a fantastic singer-songwriter, and I fully recommend checking out that album. It's short, but it's sweet. And there's got to be about 3 million 30 Rock jokes that she's taken, and she still retains that sweetness. So check out that album from Lizzie Lemon. Very, very cool, and very, very artistic and pure and authentic, and I fully recommend that. One last thing, we've got our interview with Along Came Life, written and posted on the main site, and I fully recommend checking this out. This guy, Tori, from a previous band called Nuttin' But Strings, a violin duo that had made it to the finals of America's Got Talent, won Emmy Awards, played for presidents. The resume is lengthy, but this guy is very cool to talk to, and he's at a very inspiring point in his life where he's now going out as a solo act as Along Came Life. And the story behind that is definitely worth checking out. So check that out on the main page at sleepingbagstudios.ca. That is all for me. I've definitely talked enough on your all music episode. Sorry. I'll let you go now. And we'll see you next time on SBS Live this week. The topic of influences is something that pretty much comes up standardly in almost every single interview that's ever been done to a band on Earth. But how about when you guys are playing? Is it possible to, is it possible to borrow from an influence without, copying a style per se? Can you play on the inside of an influence without necessarily just being a knockoff? And conversely, when you guys are making a track, how important is it for you to keep that identity, to keep that originality? Is it something that you're conscious of, or if these influences creep in, is that necessarily such a bad thing?
So this is the question of influences.
So with the question of influence, it's okay to be influenced by a band, because an influence doesn't always mean sounding like them. It can mean getting power out of them as opposed to sound. So for instance, when you hear a song you love, it may inspire you to write a song about something that you love, but it doesn't always have to sound like that other band. It can just be the strength and the power of the music you get it from. So now ask yourself.
We would like to know what the zebra man would like to say about this.
I think we're all influenced by everything we see and hear. Everybody. It's just part of life. We get influenced by things. Everything we see is in our brain somewhere, and we regurgitate it into something else. As beautiful or ugly as it may be.
Well said, sir.
Beautiful words from a zebra. Influence is simply, to me, something I draw power, like Colin said. I draw power from many things. Musical, spiritual, and all those things funnel down to create the art that is Man-Made Link.
Slant. I lost the beat, man. I can't find it anywhere. Oh, wait.
B S